Hello, welcome to the Retired Farm Boy channel. I'm sitting out here in my shop this morning trying to stay cool. It's going to be another day here in Middle Tennessee where it's going to get in the mid 90s, so I want to throw a video out here. The topic of today's video is don't let the old man in. And that has a lot of meaning to many people. Most people will recognize that as the name of a Toby Keith song that he performed, not too many months before he passed away last year. I was going through videos as I do, and I saw a Terry Bradshaw video where he actually came up on stage during the Brooks and Dunn's concert and actually sang that song. Now, Terry Bradshaw was a great quarterback. I'm old enough to remember when he was actually playing. I think he's a great broadcaster. I love to listen to him. I think he's very funny. He ain't much of a singer though. But I know that's very Southern to say he ain't, but he ain't very much of a singer. And but he did get up there and he did a lot better than I could do. So I can't knock the guy too much. So I wanted to talk a little bit in today's video. This is sort of a reboot of my channel. The last video I put out was in January of this year, and now it's July. I had sort of told myself I wanted to take about a 6-month hiatus for various reasons, which I'll get into a little bit later. But I wanted to, take a little time to rethink, where my channel was going. I feel like it had gotten a little stale. Maybe that was obviously on me. And some of the things that I think I was not very good at communicating very well. I'm pretty a plain spoken kind of guy. So I tried to give, some polls and different topics on financial things that I probably didn't articulate that well. So I sort of come to this thing in my mind that I'm going to stay away from the financial topics a little bit more. I'm still going to talk about finances, obviously, because that's part of retirement. I'll share some of my experiences, obviously, and where I'm at in my retirement as we go further down the road. But I'm going to leave the financial discussions primarily, though, to people like Erin Talks Money. Now, for those that haven't tuned into her channel, she does a great job of covering financial topics. That's mainly her focus from what I could see. And she does a great job, and I enjoy listening to her videos on about any topic, honestly, concerning finances. Azel does a really good job of talking financials as well. And Dwayne at 500K in his own way, he does a really good job of pointing out some financial stuff. And I think those kind of people are a lot better suited to handle those because they can articulate their thoughts a lot better than I can. I'm going to try to focus my channel going forward on my life in retirement, as I think that it probably relates to a lot of people in retirement. I mean, we're all the same kind of in retirement, but we all have the same kind of thoughts. We have more time, right, on our hands, so we can sit around and think about things. And it's sort of interesting. There are nothing maybe kind of things to talk about or think about, but it's good to get other people's opinions on things and talk about this and talk about that. So I'm going to focus primarily on the day in, day out of being retirement and how good it is and some of the struggles that also come along with it. So why did I do a 6-month hiatus? So as some of you may remember that were following me before on my channel or have been following me, I was diagnosed with cancer in December of 2024. So a month later, I sort of decided to take a little bit of a stop on my channel, rethink things, not let that channel stress me out as I was prone to let it do for some reason. And just sort of focus on my health, getting myself ready for surgery, which meant not only getting my body ready, but also doing a lot of things this spring around the farm and around our house, projects that I needed to get done that I knew I was going to have trouble doing once I had my surgery. So I took some time and did that. My surgery was in June 19th actually. It's now close to the middle of July. So I've been, I'm almost a month out from the surgery. I'm doing well. Things are looking good. No problems. Well, I'm recovering. I do still have some issues I'd like to get rid of from it. The incontinence from the surgery is still not where I want it to be by any means, but I'm getting better. I can see progress every day. My scars are healing up. I ended up with 6 holes in my stomach. They're healing up just fine. I'm still not able to really do a whole lot. I'm still not mowing my yard, bouncing around on the lawnmower. They claim it's not too good for me. So I still got 2 or 3 weeks to go before I can really start going back at it. But that's why I took my hiatus, and now I'm refreshed a little bit more. I feel better about where things are in my life, and my health is better, and I'm ready to go forward. So surgery, but I do want to talk a little bit more about the cancer diagnosis and how that took a little bit of air out of my bubble, out of my balloon. I was cruising around along. At the end of June, I've been retired 3 years, sorry. And so I was really having a great time in retirement, enjoying the heck out of it. Still am. But when that surgery came up that I need to have for cancer, prostate cancer, that did make me think a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the key thing is, how you tackle things. But I do have to admit, it sort of knocked me back a little bit, because you always hear about people that have cancer, that people that have various illnesses, and you never think that it's going to happen to you. A funny story on that is, like I said, I had been diagnosed since last December. I went in the first part of June for a pre-op appointment at the hospital where I was going to have the surgery. And the lady was asking me all these questions about my health, and making sure that they knew my history and all that stuff. And one of the questions she hit me with was, it was like, "Have you ever had cancer?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, aren't you getting ready to have surgery for prostate cancer?" And that was the first time it really hit me, like, wow, I'm definitely one of those people that's had cancer now in my life. But it's not as scary as it sounded in my case, and everything went well, like I mentioned. But it does make you think a little bit, and makes you step back a notch and consider where you are in your life and the things that are important in your life. And I think that's something we all need to do on a constant basis, but it definitely will reset you at that point. The true meaning of that topic, don't let the old man in, that's sort of going to be my theme going forward. I think it's very important to not let things set you back. You don't want to get old. Now, we all get old. I've gotten to the point to where, I'm not worth a darn if you were hiring me out by the hour anymore, because I'm so slow about doing things. It takes me 2 or 3 times longer to do stuff. I get so frustrated. So we all get older, we get slower, but that don't mean we need to let our mind begin to deteriorate either. Keep that mind busy, Don't let that old man in. That's definitely going to be my theme going forward. So, choices. I've listed 3 choices here that I want to talk about a little bit. The first is choose to be positive. To me, that's very important. I feel like I've always been a positive thinking person, and through this, I think I was able to remain very positive. But I think no matter what you're going through, good or bad, I think it's always better to be positive. I think that's a mental thing. It keeps you young, keeps your mind young. Can keep your body young, keep your thinking young. I think that's very important. So definitely choose to be positive. Another one is choose to be flexible. So I learned a little bit about flexibility when I had this cancer diagnosis. Things are not always going to be the way you want them to be, but that's okay. It's how you attack that. It's how you go through that activity of that's throwing you off course a little bit is what matters. So be flexible. Things are going to happen in retirement that you don't expect. It may not be all bad. It may be some good stuff happen in retirement too. Be flexible and don't be rigid. You don't have to be anymore. We're not working when you're retired for the most part. If you are, you're doing part-time work probably, or like me, you got a little farm to take care of. So you don't have to do certain things at certain times. So just learn to be flexible. I think that's very important in life. And the last thing I want to leave you with is remain resilient. Like I said, things are going to happen. It's hard to not dwell on the past sometimes. It's difficult when you're facing something in the present, but be resilient. Continue to look forward. Put your effort into looking forward. That's the most important thing, is to make sure that you're always moving forward in life. So I know my videos run a little bit longer today, my little reboot video here. Like I mentioned, I hope this will draw some people back to start watching my videos in the future. I just want to thank everybody that has thought of me. I've had a few people comment to me that they're thinking of me and glad to hear from me and things like that. So I appreciate all the people that have reached out and gave me those kind words, and probably some of them have actually thrown some prayers up for me. I know there's a lot of people that have, and I'm very appreciative of all of that. So hope everybody has a good day. Talk to you soon.